Hey, welcome back to the Your Financial EKG YouTube page. My name is Drew Blackston. I'm a certified retirement counselor, investment advisor representative, and I am your virtual financial advisor, helping you get to retirement, helping you get through retirement, and protecting your ability to stay in retirement. My mission here at Your Financial EKG is to help as many people answer the question, can I retire? Now, let's go through a scenario today. I have a single female. She's 58 years old, and she's asking the question, can I retire? And really, I want to go through two scenarios today. The first scenario I want to go through is, can I retire? But the second scenario I want to go through is when to take Social Security and how to take Social Security. So for her, she's going to have the option to take Social Security at 62, but does that make sense? I want to show you both options. Taking Social Security at 62, can I retire? Taking Social Security at 70 and maximizing it and answering the question, can I retire? All right? But before we get started, make sure if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you hit the button below to subscribe. Smash the like button if you enjoy this content and leave your questions, your comments, and yes, your sarcastic remarks below. I read them all and I try to respond to everyone who actually leaves a comment, question, and even a sarcastic remark. So let's get into this today. Can I retire? I'm 58, single. When can I retire, and when should I take Social Security? You ready? Let's go. All right, so let's go through this scenario again. Remember, we've got a 58-year-old single female. All right, here are her assets. We've got $40,000 in the bank. She's got $52,000 in a brokerage account. This is an investing account. It's non-qualified, meaning it's not IRA or Roth IRA. It's just a regular stock account. She's got $105,000 in a thrift savings plan. This is a federal employee's plan, and she makes a $1,000 contribution per month into her thrift savings plan, or her TSP. She's asking the question, can I retire? She wants to be retired at 62. Her dream would be to retire at 62. So we're going to look at scenarios on can she retire at 62. We need to look at some retirement income strategies to determine if she should take Social Security at 62. If she did that, her Social Security would be $1,789. If she waits and takes Social Security at 70, she would almost get double that, $3,378. So we need to do a Social Security maximization strategy. Decide, does it make sense to take Social Security at 62 or take it at 70? Now, there's always going to be years in between that she can start that. You can start Social Security at 63, 64, 65. One of the misnomers about Social Security is people think I have to take it at 62, full retirement age, or at 70. No, if she wanted to take it at 64, she could do that. But we're just going to look at these two scenarios for YouTube because that's easy. That's an easy retirement income strategy that I can show you. Now, with her, we went through every strategy because she went through a complete Your Financial EKG. Now, if you want a complete retirement income plan, go to my website, yourfinancialekg.com. There's a free download on there. It's called the Roadmap to Retirement. I actually left it in the comments below. You click that. You can download that. There's no strings attached, but if you would like to visit with me, there's a little box. You just click that little box and say, yes, I want to meet with a retirement advisor. I'll reach out to you, or a member of my team will reach out to you, and we will discuss a retirement income strategy. All right. At 62, she's going to get a pension from the federal government of $1,858. So this is an unusual case because she has a pension. Not a lot of people have pensions anymore. So that's going to put her ahead when it comes to our Social Security planning. She also has expenses, current expenses of $3,000 a month, and those expenses are going to continue into retirement. These are really kind of fixed expenses for her, and that includes all of her fun as well. So these are really going to be fixed expenses into the future. We want to give an inflation on this $3,000, an inflation upgrade of 3% per year. She does have a concern about inflation, especially retiring at 62. Her comments to me are, what's my money going to be worth at 82? So we really need to look at inflation, especially with her expenses, okay? So I want to go through two scenarios now. The first one is, can I retire taking Social Security at 62? The second one is, can I retire taking Social Security at 70? Keep in mind, we've got a single lady here. So our strategy is not necessarily looking at couples. This is for singles, okay? Hang on right there. Coming right back. All right, let me break in here real quick because I forgot to mention she's going to work for another 4 years. So she's 58 years old. We're going to go to 62. I don't know if I made that clear enough in the previous video edit, but in order to get to 62, we're going to have some growth on our money that's already in the market. So remember, she's got $105,000 in her TSP, and we've got $52,000 in her brokerage account, and she's adding $1,000 a month into her thrift savings plan with the government. So in 4 years, averaging 7%, her TSP is going to be worth $194,000. Her brokerage account, averaging 7% over 4 years, is going to be worth $68,746. Now, we're not making any contributions here, so that could be larger if she decided to find some extra money and make contributions. Our total value, $262,770. So that's the figure we're going to start with at 62. Okay, so let's get into the income planning. All right, let's go through the retirement income strategies and answer the question for this 58-year-old female, can I retire? Because I want her to go from asking the question, can I retire, to making the statement, yes, I can retire. Now remember, she's gone through a full Your Financial EKG with me. She is a personal client now. She found me through YouTube and decided that we made sense together to work together. And so we did this planning for her. We went through a lot of other different scenarios, but I want to show you these two because I believe they bring value to you watching the YouTube channel. So let's go through the two scenarios. The first one is her taking Social Security at 62. The second scenario is her taking Social Security at 70. Now remember, she's grown her assets to $262,770. That's the TSP, and that is the brokerage account, okay? And so if she takes Social Security at 62, her income with Social Security and her pension would be $3,647. Her income need with inflation, remember her expenses were $3,000, but at 62 we've got 4 years of inflation, so that would take her expenses up to $3,376. That means she has $271 left over, and we've talked about reinvesting this back into her $262,000. So at the end of 10 years, earning 6%, reinvesting her $271, we'd have $522,494. Now let me say this real quick. A lot of my clients, when they look at their income that they're getting coming in and they look at their expenses, they don't think about reinvesting the leftovers. They just kind of put it in their bank. Well, that's a great place if you need to build your emergency fund, but if you have a sizable emergency fund in savings, in your checking, the money in your bank's earning zero. So if you could take what's left over and reinvest that, man, compound interest, look at this, $262 to $522,000, that's earning 6% a year, reinvesting $270 a month. That's huge. So at 72, her income need has grown because of inflation to $4,537. Her income hasn't changed between her pension and Social Security. That's $3,647. And if you've watched these videos in the past, you know I like to leave the COLA, the cost of living adjustment, for Social Securities and for pensions static at zero, because I don't know what our GDP or what inflation is going to look like in the future, so I want to leave those at zero. We're going to go with the worst case scenario, but we're going to pray and hope for the best case scenario. So she would need to take out $890 from her investments on a monthly basis to make up for her income loss, right? Because $4,500 minus $3,600 is right about $890. So over 10 years, if she earns 6% for 10 years, again, I didn't write that in there, she would have $804,771. Now that's taking Social Security at 62. Okay, now let's look at taking Social Security at 70. Because everybody always says, you need to wait, take Social Security at 70, delay it as long as possible. But does that make sense for you? Does that make sense for her? Well, let's look at it. We're going to start with the same figure, $262,770. Now, her income need is $3,376. That's her expenses with inflation. But now we only have the pension. We didn't take Social Security. So we're going to be taking money out of her portfolio to live off of to make up for what we lack here. And we're going to do that for 8 years. And she's going to earn 6% on her investments. So at the end of 8 years, she's going to have $229,219. $229,219. So at 70, all right, now over here it's at 72. So at 70, we're going to be about $300,000 behind, delaying Social Security till 70. Now at 70, look at her income. $5,236. That's her pension or Social Security. She waited so long on her Social Security that now at 70, her income is higher than her income need by $960. So we're going to reinvest that $960 back into her portfolio, and we're going to do that again for 12 years, earning 6%. We've got inflation on our expenses here. I really wanted to show you what the two values would be at 82 years old. So earning 6% over 12 years, reinvesting $960, she would have $574,364 at 82. Now she has a higher income than she did, right? At 82, she had $3,647 over here, taking Social Security early. Delaying, she's got $5,236, but she also has about $230,000 less in total assets, okay? So when you look at this, you ask yourself, does it make sense to take Social Security at 62, or does it make sense to take Social Security at 70? Now, what I know about this scenario that you don't is that she is very charitably minded. She's very legacy minded. She wants to leave a legacy. So for her, having more money at the end makes a lot of sense. She's also single. She doesn't have a spouse. She doesn't have anybody to take care of her as she ages. And healthcare expenses, long-term care, assisted living, that's about $250,000 per person in retirement. And healthcare has an inflation rate of 7%, and that's rising. So for her, it makes sense to take Social Security early to have more assets towards the end to help pay for her health care, to help pay for long-term care, assisted living, and also because she wants to leave money to charities, okay? So I hope this has helped. Again, this is two different scenarios. Can I retire taking Social Security at 60 or taking Social Security at 70? Listen, if you have any questions, make sure you go to my website, yourfinancialekg.com. Download the free booklet, The Roadmap to Retirement. It is a great booklet. It'll help you. And it's also the way, if you want to meet with me, if you want to go through a full financial plan, or you want to become a client of Drew Blackston, Your Financial EKG, you click the box there and we can visit. So again, remember, make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.